Okay, we are going to go over what we did in class today. This is chapter 3, lesson number 2. And we are going to relate division and subtraction. Now, before we move on, I just want to review a little bit from yesterday. We learned yesterday that you can write division 3 different ways. So I can write it as a horizontal equation and say 12 divided by 3 equals 4. I can also write it using this little house thing. I put my dividend in the house, my divisor goes out here, and then my quotient goes up top. We also learned that you can write a division problem as a fraction. 12 divided by 3 equals 4. This is the one you will start seeing a lot of as you get older. Okay, when you were first learning to multiply, you learned that you could multiply using repeated addition. So if you had to do 2 times 6, you knew that you could add 2 6 times. Add those up, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And you would figure out that 2 times 6 equals 12. Well, just like we can use repeated addition to figure out a multiplication problem, we can use repeated addition to solve a division problem. So let's take a look at what this is going to look like. So we are going to start with, let's do 21 divided by 7. Now, before we get going on this, I know that most of you understand what 21 divided by 7 is. You know that you could think, what times 7 equals 21? And you know that answer is 3. I know that. But I need to make sure that you understand the skill of repeated addition, repeated subtraction, because we're going to start using repeated subtraction, doing much more complex division problems. But we need to know that you understand this process first. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my dividend and I'm going to start with it. Then I am going to subtract my divisor over and over and over until I get to 0. So if I take my dividend minus my divisor, I have 21 take away 7. I'm going to borrow from my 1. It becomes, and I bring that 10 over that I borrowed. Now I have 11 ones. 11 minus 7 is 4. 1 take away nothing is 14. Now I'm going to move this up. And right now it's very important that you try to keep this nice and neat. I'm going to subtract my 7 again. And if you notice, my minus 7s are going to end up in a nice row. 14 take away 7, I don't even have to borrow because I know that's a double. 14 take away 7 is 7. I'm going to bring that 7 up. And I am going to take away 7 and I get to 0. So if I hit 0, I know I can stop. Now all I have to do is count. How many times did I take away 7? 1, 2, 3 times. So I now know that my quotient is 3. 21 divided by 7 equals 3. Pretty easy. Let's try another one together. Okay, we are going to do the problem. Let's do 50 divided by 10. Now, we all know what that is in our head, but let's do repeated subtraction and make sure that we are correct with what we have in our head. So I take my dividend, write it down. I'm going to subtract my divisor over and over until I do not have any left. I'm down to 0. So 0 minus 0 is 0. 5 minus 1 is 4. I have 40. Bring that up. 40 take away 10, 30. Bring that up. 30 take away 10 is 20. Now on your paper sometimes you'll realize, oh my goodness, I ran out of room. So you're just going to have to bring that number down to the next line and continue subtracting that divisor. 20 take away 10 is 10. I have 10 take away 10 and I end up with 0. So now I'm going to count how many times I subtracted 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 50 divided by 10 is 5. Now I know you're going to be tempted when you go to do your work to just do these in your head and not actually work it out through repeated addition. I need you to do it. I need you to show me your work with repeated addition. So let's do one more, do it a little bit tougher so you can see what it kind of looks like when you do a harder problem. Let's do 84 divided by 12. Okay, so what in the world is that quotient? I'm going to take my dividend, 84, and I'm going to subtract that divisor until I get to 0. 4 minus 2 is 2, 8 minus 1 is 7. Bring that up. 72 minus 12. 2 minus 2 is 0, 7 minus 1 is 6. Bring it up. 60 take away 12. I'm going to have to borrow. And now I have 10 take away 2 is 8. 5 take away 1 is 48. I'm running out of room, so I'm going to come here. 48 take away 12. 8 take away 2 is 6. 4 take away 1 is 3. Now, we've talked a lot about writing our letters in between, or our numbers in between the blue lines. This is where it starts to become really important. If you can't be neat with your mathematical work, you're going to lose yourself in your own problem, especially as we get into more complex problems. So make sure you've got it neat. 6 take away 2 is 4. 3 take away 1 is, or 3 take away 2 is, 3 take away 1 is 2. Holy smokes, sorry about that. Now we have 24 take away 12. 4 take away 2 is 2. 2 take away 1 is 1. And then my last one is 12 take away 12, and I get 0. Well, how many times did I subtract 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 84 divided by 12 is 7. So hopefully this seems fairly easy for you. If not, you can watch this video over and over. Your assignment that goes with this lesson is pages 143 and 144. Now, I know that you're going to be tempted just to write your quotients down, but I absolutely must see you do your repeated division. Matter of fact, if you look at the directions, it is going to say use repeated, I'm sorry, I said addition just a second ago, repeated subtraction to divide. If you don't follow those directions, I'm counting it as an incomplete assignment. Okay, so you're going to want to use your math notebook. You can get scrap paper, but you have to show your work for this repeated subtraction. Remember, if you don't have your math book at home, you can go to Clever and you can log on to your online math book, and then you can write your problems on another sheet of paper. So if you have any questions, let me know.